All right, folks, we are back. Hopefully restarted OBS. Looks like we got the other camera back, which is good. Mic looks like it's still connected. Should be good to go here. We are going to be, I want to just hit a few more just to kind of ramp up some speed a little bit, but someone was kind enough to send out. He prefers to not get any credit for it, which he probably should, but prefers to remain anonymous. But very, very kind, very, very generous. Got sent out a new and fast motion. This is the 6 dot to try out with my new, very kind, very generous TaylorMade Qi4D, which I have been affectionately calling the 4-wheel drive model. But we're going to be smashing it here momentarily once we get a couple swings going. Hit driver for about, it ended up being about an hour yesterday after playing because I was frustrated with how I was hitting it. So definitely right side's a little more sore. And while I'm thinking about it, let me just grab, I'm going to take, I probably should have done that before, take 2 ibuprofen here ahead of time. We all know the only one that swings a 6 dot. Well, I'm one of them now. You may be surprised who it was, though. But nonetheless, very, very kind, very generous, extremely thankful. Pretty excited. I'm going to haven't literally still it's out of the driver. I've been using the 50X that came with it, so literally haven't even put it in the driver yet. Hopefully it should work. Has the TaylorMade adapter on it, so we shall see. But I want to try to get this 8 iron up to about 150 here. And that's not doing it. RX Golf 13 followed. I don't know if that's Rockstar Golf, but either way. Great community, sharing and testing is fantastic. Can't agree more, Frank. Super fortunate to be a part of it. I just happen to be the idiot that started it, but all right, 144. That was toey. Even that. You still have your Newton in your driver, Frank? You still using that, or are you switching it around? I know Dankos had one switched around. A couple guys have them now. Bogey's Backyard has one. I don't know if he is still using it. Flying Fat Kid had one. I don't know if he's still using it. Seems like the Newtons were all the rage about 2-3 months ago. And I was pretty jealous seeing everyone ramp up their ball speed seemingly from a Newton. Playing the Newton 4-dot fast motion. I am back, Toast. I am back with some driver here momentarily. So I far out of my, literally the shaft. If I were to buy that shaft, that costs more than, that's almost double of what my, I bought the TaylorMade QI10. It had the stock shaft and it was a HZRDUS. But I bought that for $200 with the head and the shaft. So literally the shaft alone is almost double of what I paid last time for my driver, which, all that to say, I would probably never, ever even be able to try or own one of these. So super thankful. first time literally ever swinging like an upgraded, more premium shaft. So I'm very curious to see. But I did some research. I was saying that because I looked into them a little bit. Like I knew the dot system just from you guys testing them out, but I looked into it a bit more, knowing that this was coming. And it seems like the Newton motion are just a little bit heavier, and the fast motion are about 10 grams lighter across all the different models. It seems like, from what I understand, and it is seemingly it's like a half an inch longer than the other stock shafts. I don't know if that helps with some of the speed you would think it would. But people have been raving about it, how far it is and how straight it is and controllable. So I have a 3-dot motion in the second smoke driver for days when speed is low. Can you tell a difference, Frank, besides the weight between the fast motion and the motion? I know they're not both 4-dot or not both 3-dots, so you're going from a 4-dot lighter to a 3-dot heavier. That's supposed to draw. I don't know if we can even get this freaking 8-iron up to 150 at this point. Well, that may not happen. So be swinging 8-iron all day. Let me hit a couple 3 hybrids, and then we'll switch out the shaft. Should we do? I want to try to conserve some swings, but maybe hit a couple with what I was doing yesterday. I had it 8 down to 6 with the Reacts 50 extra stiff blue in the driver. We could use that maybe as a little bit of a baseline just to see. I'll probably hopefully loosen up as we keep swinging, but maybe use that as kind of like a cold baseline, and then toss in the Newton and see if we pick up any speed or dispersion kind of off the bat for the first couple swings. All right, 207. That wasn't a terrible strike. 130 ball speed, but when I'm hitting this hybrid well, I'm closer to like 140 ball speed, like 220, sometimes like 225. So definitely down a bit. That was hit a little better, 210, 138. All right, let's do it. Absolutely, ball flight's different. That's interesting. That's crazy. You can tell just from like same exact head and the shaft, just a slight difference. So this is, once again, TaylorMade Qi4D. Very, very kind from a handful of the members that got together and was able to get this for me. Super, super thankful. But TaylorMade Qi4D, and we are currently playing the Reacts, which is a Mitsubishi chemical. Has the TaylorMade logo, just a stock shaft, but 50 gram extra stiff. On the lighter side for me, I can feel that when I try to step on it a bit, maybe a bit on the lighter side, but we'll see kind of as a baseline. $152, super low on the face, 220. I don't know, being 20 degrees colder, if the 8 down to 6 is suiting me the best right now compared to yesterday. Try to hit up on that more. I'm definitely gonna end up doing a couple of videos on it, so this isn't by any means the end all be all, but it'd be kind of cool to see if like I happen to, that was 151 or whatever it was, and then 145. I happen to put the Newton in and get like 158, kind of like off the bat. That was hit better. All right, 154.8, 252. Still a bit low, but that's going to be the being the 8 down to 6. I don't have enough of the speed right now to probably launch it. But we saw enough of this. Saw enough of this yesterday. Let's get the Newton in here. See what happens. FFK, what's up, buddy? Time will tell here. Haven't hit one yet. We were trying to do that, trying to get the speed back a little bit, which is not quite there, but that was the best one so far. That was with the what I was doing yesterday. 8 down to 6 with the 50 gram extra stiff. Now, different grip, different shaft. It is, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but it's about a half an inch longer, the Newton is, than the average stock shaft, which in my head should be able to generate some more kind of leverage, should ramp up speed a little bit, but possibly could bring in maybe some more misses if it's at a little bit on the longer side. But let's go. Do we have a preference what we start with? Should we go 8 upright? I just don't know. I know I was hitting 6 there. Yeah, we'll go 6. We'll go 8 down to 6, and then we'll adjust it if we need to. But I'm curious to see kind of just like first initial swings, if there's anything that jumps out at us here. Larger grip too. I really like the bigger grips. I haven't swung one in a while, but usually the larger the grip in terms of like jumbo size slows down the hands, so it lends itself to more of a fade, which should be good considering that my miss is left, but it feels awesome in the hands. Oh man. I feel the need for speed here. You actually end up choking down about a half an inch on the grip. Makes it feel like more control with the club. I, for a while, had a 3-wood shaft in my driver for a pretty long time. I know some people that still use that as well. All right, first swings. You guys are seeing it. Super low on the face. Pretty good ball speed, though, for that low and heely. Ball speed was up, though, despite being a 5,000 backspin on that. Could be the grip. Most likely a bad swing. Also, the fact that it's 8 down to 6, but... No side spin. It did feel pretty good. 154, 255. Now when I tried to release it a bit more, assuming that the square got that, that's just a dead straight ball. That first one, for a pretty bad hit, wasn't that bad either. That seems like the club's staying with me a bit more despite the speed being down. I like that. I would take that all day if that's going to be the miss. Just seems okay. That's 2 in a row with no side spin. So maybe there's something going on with the square. Either way, that feels like it's 2 in a row, pretty close to squared up. Wonder why the square's missing those. I have it hard to believe those are 2 0-0s in a row. I got the blue facing it. Oh, low and heely. All right, let's try going. Let's go 8 playing 8 upright. Get this launched a bit more. It's the problem with shafts, though, sometimes too. Like, you swing it a little bit different every day. And right now, being sore from yesterday and the fact that it's literally 20 degrees colder, I may be like on today's given swings, possibly almost like if I go in to get fitted on a day like today, you'd almost get fit into a different club and a different shaft depending on how you're swinging it when you have that big of a change. All right, 8 playing 8 upright. $153, $258. Better launch. 14 launch on that one. Could be placebo effect, but it seems easier to square up. That was still a miss hit, but these have all felt pretty darn good, comparatively speaking to the stock shafts. 261. Let's go. These aren't even like, you can tell by the ball speed, but like, I feel like the dispersion is going to be there. It feels like I have to put a lot less effort into it to get a lot more out of it. That was still spin kicked up. That was low on the face. But I'm happy with that all day long. That's a baby draw. It's more of a block. But if that's a not so great one, if I step on this a touch as we keep swinging, Healy. Off balance and Healy. Have you guys out there, have you messed around with grip size in terms of ball flight? Again, a little bit tough to tell based on these swings I'm putting on it. That was a touch low in Healy again, but I think this is going to be a winning combination here between the distance and the seemingly tighter dispersion out of the Newton. Plus, I'm digging the forgiveness and once again the distance out of the four-wheel drive. Launching really high. 2,900 spin. That felt high on the face too, which makes sense for the launch, but the backspin. This core head is a little bit spinnier too. +4, no taper. These are Golf Pride Jumbos. MCC +4. Look at that. Look at that. And that one, like, I tried to draw, and that's a baby fade. That's got to be the grip, right? The grip and or obviously the shaft too, but like, if I can do that and I can feel like I can actually really get after in terms of the release and not have it duck hook off the planet left, that's a 157, 272. And it seems like the shaft is kicking in just the right spot to where when I'm coming through, it's kicking and launching it a touch higher too, despite this thing's down to 8 degrees. Because if I have the thought and the freedom to where I can get a little more aggressive in terms of the release and not worry about that nosedive hook, that's going to be let's go. Spinny, a little bit low on the face, but that's a tight draw. Grip helps. +4 hook relief. That's what it seems like. I mean, so far, obviously, this is the first time swinging it, but noticeably, it's more so the grip, it seems like. Obviously, it's a super nice shaft, but that's like those last two swings. The first one was a baby fade, and that's a baby draw with me like actually trying to like get after it and release it to square it up. That's pretty awesome. Spin right now. The speed's not bad. The launch is good. 2,900 though on backspin. Another tight draw though. That feels very repeatable too. I've always wondered about, I've been saying it with these generous gifts as of late, but I've never changed a grip in my life. Not just personally, like I've never bought grips to like change them. I think these are definitely standard grips that came on the irons, but I think there's probably an extra couple wraps of tape. But I've always been curious if I ever changed them, I would go either mid-size or jumbo. My hands aren't the biggest in the world, but like you're saying, the hook relief, that bigger grip, it seems like it tames down that miss left a lot more to where you can still get after it and release it, and it's not going to be off the planet. And for something with driver where you're swinging it quicker, toey. I mean, look at that for a miss, though. Wish I had this thing yesterday when I was going after it. I hit 164.7. We will 100% hit 160. I was hoping to get up towards 165. I don't know if that'll be the case. Oh, low in the face. 2 RPMs a side spin. I mean, look at that. That's like 5 in a row, just down the middle. Granted, it didn't draw, but that's like with speed noticeably down. It doesn't get too much straighter than that. 97 RPMs a side spin. And I'm actively trying to draw these because I feel like I can get after it. Healy. Still, though, started left. That's still in the fairway. I think we have ourselves a winning combo here, folks. I'm a believer. I would have likely never had one, but I am a believer. I always wondered about those premium shafts. I mean, that's 3 shots now with no side spin, which maybe the square is missing it. I don't have the club sticker on it, so I just got it. So we don't have any club data. But the fact that the other ones were as straight as they were, I'm starting to think, I don't know. I mean, 0 side spin's pretty rare. But considering the other ones were like next to no side spin, and that was still a touch low, touch heel. So the spin kicked up a little bit. Oh, high in the face. Gotta slow down that backswing. Bit of a pull draw, but still, gotta get that spin down. I like the launch, just a touch on the spinny side. I mean, there's no way, right? Another 0-0? 265, 2500? I'm moving the ball every time so that the blue dots are facing the square. The mishits show up. Those all feel really good, though. Toey. 72 RPMs a side spin, and that was Toey. What is this sorcery? Welcome to Team Newen. I mean, Team Newen, Team Jumbo Grip. I'm trying to figure out which one's more contributing to this. Obviously, the larger grip is slowing down the release, which is squaring it up more. So now the miss is a baby fade instead of a duck hook, which is awesome. How much of that is the grip versus the shaft? I don't know. But like, proof's in the pudding there. And speed being down, the spin's what's getting me. That's probably going 270 if that's down towards 2000. But I mean, in terms of dispersion, that's pretty conclusive, I would say, based on some of these swings. Open face on that one. Wonder if I could don't matter down the middle. I know. Just a little spinny though. I wonder now if I could almost go up a click to like have like 8 playing 9. So it'll shut the face a touch. And I'm always afraid to do that in terms of the miss left with having the face shut. Every degree you go up, it shuts the face 2 degrees. I don't know if I need it in terms of the launch. The launch looks pretty good. And in theory, the 9 would spin even more. But Healy. All right. We're going to try to hit a bigger draw. I don't know about that one. That may be a misread. I am catching him a touch Healy. That's a little bit low heel. Oh. 157.6, 271. That one was really trying to turn it over. Stock shaft, that's got to be in the trees on the left on how much I feel like I tried to turn that. This may be the secret sauce recipe. Granted, as speed, if it was warmer again and I was swinging a bit quicker and I was up towards like low 160s, that left miss would probably come in a bit more just because I'm swinging a bit more at it and kind of rotating it through. But That was even toey. That was high toe, 1700 spin, 269, and that's just into the rough on the left. I think you guys out there that got one of these need to wipe the dust off the Newton and put it back in play based on these. I mean, look at that. I'm like getting after those too. 120 side spin, 272, 157. Healy, right down the middle. That was low and Healy. So I lost 20 yards on it, but it's 10 yards right. High toe. Another 0-0. I've never seen so many 0-0s in my life. I mean, I guess in theory it's possible. I'm trying to put a draw swing on it, and I'm catching them a touch low and Healy, and it's a draw swing with low and Healy, so the spin's kicking up, and it's, despite wanting to put a draw swing on it, it's producing a fade, and they're just coming out dead straight. Nice little bullets. I mean, I'm swinging up on it a little bit, but I'm not trying to do anything crazy. They're coming out, I feel like they're launching pretty good without me really putting a ton of shoulder tilt into it. We'll try a bit more on this one. Launching at 14.7. How am I using a white ball? You're not using the square? I am using the Maxfly Tour X USA Star pattern, Ronnie. So when you see me bend down, I am half the ball is red stars and half the ball is blue. So every time I bend down, I'm making sure that that's what the square is looking at so it can lock onto the blue. Versus that, the infrared can't see the red stars. So as long as it's anywhere like that and the square can lock onto it, you're good to go. But I just make sure I'm looking at the red every time. Just feels so repeatable. So that was low toe. That's 260, like 3 yards to the left. No problem. Healy. Baby draw. I'll tell you what. You guys got about $1,000 burning a hole in your pocket? get yourself a Qi4D and get yourself a Newton fast motion. HRG approved. I mean, it's just down the middle every time. And that's still Healy. 270 with a baby fade. I may not need to aim anymore off the tee. I tried to give that one a little extra. 158 ball speed. We're hitting 160. Just that silver dot. Use whatever ball you want. That was toey. Definitely consider, too, if your misses left, 100% put some jumbos on your clubs. Should we try bringing it down? Go back down to 6? I like the contact. I think I'm definitely making way more consistent contact closer to the middle. They're definitely not out of the middle, but 2600, that felt like a pretty good strike. Seems a bit on the spinny side for my liking. 12 VLA is not bad. I would like it up a little bit. So this 6, going down to 6 is going to take down the launch a bit more, but it seems like we have a little more speed back. That should, in theory, bring down the launch a bit, but also, more importantly, bring down the spin a bit. But now the face is 4 degrees open. It's not really going to try to get after it and release it, which I like, because you get nervous for whatever reason. You're a little bit too quick on it, and if you need to actively turn it over, those days where you're just swinging it a bit quicker, then you can kind of just swing it regular and time it up, and it should be fine. Versus like struggling to keep the face open. Lower launch, but that's a missile. 156, 257, rolling out to 299. I think 8 down to 6 may be the ticket. Right now, with it colder, like I keep saying, possibly on a little bit of the extreme side. But as we creep into spring and summer here, hard to argue with that. Spins much better. That was Healy again. That one didn't quite get it around enough, but if a baby fade is the miss right down the middle, I just aim fractionally right now on tee boxes instead. All right, touch low on spin there. That one I tried to get after. Frank may need to shuffle around some teams for TNT if I can actually help off the tee now. Like, I am really trying. That was a bit high toe, but I'm really trying to release this club, and that's all I'm getting out of it. I feel like that lighter stock shaft, that same swing, that's probably half the spin and nosediving out of the air instead of going 290 on the left side of the fairway. And the regular grip. I'm shutting down my stance a little bit too, which feels more comfortable. So that's a little overdone, but it ain't bad. Get some launch up a little bit. That was high heel, 273, 155.8. Carrying 273, rolling out to 295. Feels like I can just get away. I know I'm repeating myself, but feels like I can get away with a lot more out of this combo. Instead of having to like time it up and really work on timing it up as best as I can with maybe another combination, it feels like I can be off and still have that as a miss. Late on it. Ooh, maybe not. Felt like the face was open. 800. Backspin. 156 ball speed. Maybe we split the difference. That's not bad at all. That's rolling out close to 300 again. Maybe we go 7 degrees. And we just bounce around based on how I'm swinging and how I'm feeling. Let's go 2, and we'll go 1 at a time. So we're at lower, that's standard. We're gonna go 1 click up towards the upright. So this is playing probably 675 in the upright. I mean, you guys saw it yesterday. I was trying to get after it, but I was spraying them. This is far tighter dispersion. Got a little quick on that one. Better backspin, though, for being that big of a hook. $1,300 spin, but that's a 293 high toe. Trying to give it a little extra, get up to 170 or 160. Same swing. Just gonna square it up a little bit more. Hit it harder. 158.7. That's just toey. Also toey. All right, those are bad swings, but so this is 2 clicks up from lower or 1 click down from the upright. So call it 725. More upright. Should have maybe quit while I was ahead. Better. What's wrong with that? I mean, it's just one after another. And I'm slowing down on speed too. I feel the inflammation coming back. Still a little bit spinny for my liking, but that's also contributing to some of the forgiveness. Toey. Consistent 271 carry. Yeah, I would say closer maybe to like, if you take an average with these groupings, maybe like 265, 266, maybe 270. Yeah, you're not far off. And I mean, that was a pretty big toe ball. I don't felt better than that. What has been the most consistent grouping? MGM Music, what's going on? I have the Square Golf launch monitor, and the program you're seeing is called GSPro. But the launch monitor is called the Square. $700 with no subscription. But more importantly, I'm hitting the Newton Fast Motion 6 dot for the first time here. How's it perform? I love it. For the price, I've been doing some videos you can check out. Oh, you're saying the shaft? I thought you were going to say the Square. I've been testing the Square. There's more videos to come, but I've been testing the Square against the GC3. Healy. It's not an Autoflex. Newton is their own brand. It's a premium upgraded shaft, though. Probably a similar price to a Autoflex. You're looking at the GC3. I mean, I can't say that the Square is better than the GC3, but depends on your handicap. You can look at the videos. They're very, very close. For the price difference, you're looking at $700 with no subscription versus $2,500 with $500 a year. Pretty big difference there between the two. Square is the best deal in golf. I would agree with that. Thanks for the recommendation. No problem. Wow, Kamish had won again. He beat T-Sads by 6 in the Chippy Chip. Speed's dropping. Now I'm chasing. I don't think we're going to hit 160. I'm chasing like a 275 draw to end it. I don't know if we're going to get it. Caught the tarp. I try to take a wider takeaway. Love the ball flight. So far, so good, Flying Fat Kid. I'm dropping on speed pretty rapidly here, but I was cruising. I think I hit 5 balls that had 0 side spin. I messed around a little bit with the adapter settings, going from 6, upright, 7. But I'm loving the fact that I need to really get after it to square it up between the grip or the shaft. I mean, that's a knuckle toe ball. Let's go back down to 6. So far, so good, buddy, with the shaft. So far, so good. It seems like the moral of the story thus far is I can put a lot less into it and get a lot more out of it, seemingly. Problem is, after all those swings yesterday, my right side is literally on fire right now. So I'm struggling to, yeah, I mean, about 10-15 minutes ago, I was just one after another, right down the middle, rolling out to 300. Right now, I think I'm trying too hard, and I'm losing some of it. Really looking forward to, though, next time. Give it maybe a couple days. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have a ton of time that I can take off. Thursday Thunder tomorrow. I have all day tomorrow, so I should be able to swing it pretty good tomorrow night. But if I'm able to take Friday off and then Saturday with Big Dog, having a day off in between, I think I'll hopefully be hitting some pretty big bombs once again. I mean, that was high heel, and that's 275. Yeah, it's a fade, but that's 8 down to 6 degrees, launching at 15.5 and 2200 spin on a Healy mishit.
Thanks for the sub.
Thanks for the sub. For the square, at what point does it make sense to get a more advanced product? I'm a +3 handicap, 175, 180 ball speed currently. Do you think the data would be sufficient new to the sim scene? Did you get a specific package? Take that all day. I didn't get a specific package. The square, you just buy it straight up. It's called the Home Edition. They are coming out with the Omni Edition. You can pre-order it right now. It's supposed to ship the first batch the end of next month. You're probably looking at closer to like maybe May, June if you pre-order one. It's $1,600 with no subscription. It has 4 cameras. Tough to say. I mean, you're +3 and you absolutely bomb the ball. 100%, you're going to hit shots, and it's 100% going to show up what you think it will. It just, I mean, it depends on if budget is number one or if that's like secondary or tertiary. Everyone's kind of use case is different, so it's a bit tougher to tell. Jealous of that. Toey. Look at that though. Jealous of that 180 ball speed. Like, that's a massive mishit landing on the center line. A little bit late on it. But check out, I have the wedge video up and the short and mid irons video up. I have long irons coming next, then hybrid and 3-wood, then putter, then driver, comparing the square to the GC3, which is widely considered like the gold standard in terms of like relatively affordable at-home use. And the square was neck and neck the entire time. Spoiler alert. So you're not giving up much, in my opinion. Is it perfect? No. You don't have club speed. That's probably the biggest downside. I mean, look at that. That's kind of the moral. Like, that's high toe spinning at 2100, 263 for a high toe mishit. And it's 5 yards right of center. With not even a very good swing on it. Yeah, the new model will have club speed for 1600. No, this is my gamer. TaylorMade did not send it over, unfortunately, but fortunately, I have some awesome members of the community that got together. And first, they got the last week. I got the Qi4D. They were nice enough to send that, and now another person nice enough to send me a super nice shaft. So way more than I deserve. Very fortunate. Extremely thankful. But no, TaylorMade did not send it. Moon balloon. All things considered, though, that's still in play. Surprised it's spinning that much for that high toe. Beard, what's up, Gilly? Water the plants, Gilly. Water the crops, rather. Water the crops. Yeah, I mean, same thing. Like, if you're swinging it at 175, 180, like, ball speed's more important, and that's what you need to be able to play simulator golf. Like, if I was playing an actual round, club speed's nice to have, but do you need it? No. Like, if you're getting higher ball speed, you have to be swinging it quicker, and you can tell based on the strike. You could kind of do a rough estimate in terms of your smash factor, but that's Toey again, and it's just right down the middle. But Flying Fat Kid's not wrong, and I think we all agree. Flying Fat Kid also has like one of the nicest launch monitors that you can get, so he's got all the bells and whistles. But I think he would probably agree. He could be almost as happy using a square if he needed to. I mean, still not. That was a shorter takeaway too. Ball speed's dropping down, but like, it feels almost hard. Obviously, I've missed some, but it feels hard to miss it. That's a miss hit landing on the center line with 2,000 spin. Yeah, it only went 256, but like, that's a pretty off balance, ugly swing for where we're at right now. It's just one after another. 266 side spin. I think we have a winner, boys. I think we have a winner. Say them are good misses. I would agree. Yeah, he's got the Pro T VX. Square's just about as accurate for a tenth of the price. I'd be curious. Maybe one of your that family friend could have hit it offline if I tried. Dead straight every time. New and shaft. Works miracles. Golf Pride jumbo grip. Want to use another grip if I wanted to. I'd be curious if you could borrow your family friend's square just for a day and put it next to the Pro T. Murph, for whatever it's worth. Murph went, I think he said Mevo, then he went Square, and then he went Pro T. Or maybe Unicore, then Square, then Pro T. Whatever he had, he said between the units he had, he can't tell the difference between the Pro T and the Square, for whatever that's worth. I don't think, I mean, 180 ball speed is crazy, but I don't think if you ended up getting a Square, I don't think you would get one and say, man, I wish this thing was more accurate. I don't think that would be. There's another 0-0. That's like number 6. You want Mevo to Pro T? Do you know if you can buy the Omni directly or is it bundle only? I only have a net set up. No, you can buy it. Well, you can't buy any of them right now because they haven't been released. The first batch is supposed to be end of April, but that was like from a pre-order from like a month and a half ago. So you can buy. I have a link. I got a couple links if you want to do it through there. I'd appreciate it. But Play Better is one of them. You can pre-order it. I think you only have to put up like $50 to pre-order it, and then once it's ready to ship, you pay the remaining $1,550. But that's going to be by far the best-selling unit of 2026 for 4 cameras, $1,600. I mean, I'm twisting the ball every time. You guys have seen the misses. That's like number 8, 0 side spin. It's funny we're talking about the Square. I don't think it's missing those. I think I'm putting a draw swing on it, and I'm catching them just a touch Healy, or the face is just more square. I don't have the club sticker on it yet, but unless the Newton is so shiny and fancy, it's throwing the square off. I love that. 1800 spin, 271, 156, rolling out to 294. And that felt like that was even a touch toey, and it feels like I can actually try to release the club to do that, which is super nice versus feeling like having to hold it off, because if I do that, it's off the planet left. And that's not even like going at it, which is nuts. Went ST Plus to Unicorn night and day. Free swinging, it looks good. Just got the Pro T today. I'm coming from the Skytrack Plus. No way, you got yours 4-putt? Yeah, you can only pre-order them no matter what. But if you want one, now's the best time to do it because it's just going to be a longer wait the longer you wait, if that makes sense. Wait till you see the speed it reads. Pro T Labs is so good. You want to improve your game. Yeah, the impact vision and all that like AI trainer stuff is pretty awesome. But it's also $6,500. Yeah, it should be in the bio. Yeah, it'd be awesome if you do. I don't even know, to be honest, if the pre-order counts. I would hope it does. If not, no worries. It's all good. It doesn't cost you any extra. It just helps out. They're definitely though MGM if you want to use it. I have links in the pinned comment and the top of the description for the actual comparison videos I've been doing. So the last three videos on the channel definitely have the links there. Doesn't link you to the Omni, but if you just click that link to go to Play Better, it should work. What shaft did I have before? I mean, I have a handful of shafts. The shaft that came with this club was this right here. I mean, at this point I've got a handful of them, but what I do is I just buy used drivers and whatever comes with it, I just stay with TaylorMade so I can always switch them out. So in my QI10, I have a Speeder 757. This shaft came with one of my Sim 2s that I bought. The shaft that came in this driver was the Reax Mitsubishi Chemical, like TaylorMade was part of it. 50-gram extra stiff. What I used for a while was this HZRDUS RDX Smoke Black 6.5 extra stiff 60-gram. I also have the 70-gram of this one, which I was using in the summertime when it was warmer. And the person that was kind enough to send the Newton was also kind enough to send a React. I think it's white instead of blue. I haven't tried this one yet. I've been honestly hard to argue with that. So I would 100% be trying this one. But when you have a stock shaft here, this is a 60-gram extra stiff. So I have currently both the 50-gram extra stiff blue and the 60-gram extra stiff white or silver, whatever it is. But pretty hard to argue with that and want to switch anything out. I have all the shafts now. I will say I have a ton of cheap stock shafts. This is the first time these swings are the first time I've ever swung a premium shaft, let alone like had one. So I've never even tried like a Velocor or an Autoflex or a Newton or anything. Never even tried one before. These are the first time I've ever tried it, and it's kind of hard to argue with that. VX in the mail tomorrow. Join the Discord. Yeah, you can hang out with us hooligans. Got a week from Ace Indoor Golf. They had it in stock with no sales, 5% off coupon. That's a good deal. React's white is a little softer than the Newton at the tip. Should I try it? I mean, I'm definitely gaming this 100% tomorrow. This is, again, 8 down to 6. Launch is pretty good. Spin's pretty good. That's 271 with a baby draw right down the middle going 294. We can take a couple swings. Honestly, I'm starting to hurt, but I've been hurting. But we will try the other one. I know what the 50X blue feels like. I'm trying to think. They were doing these the Reacts fitting and like what you order it. It was based on like the closure rate. I watched the video after I got the driver. I was just curious what was out there, and I think it goes red, then blue, then white. So I think if that's the case, then the blue was right in the middle in terms of the closure rate. I think this white is the least amount of closure. So you like to keep the club face square, I believe, and I think the red was the most amount, unless I have those opposite. But let's try it out. We'll go back 8 down to 6, considering I was just hitting that pretty good, and we'll see. This will be funny if this is just like off the planet now, going from the Newton to a stock shaft. I said it at the beginning. I would literally have never even considered and would have never got a premium shaft, but it's pretty hard to argue with those results based on that. Obviously, time will tell, but I was one of those kind of skeptical, like, does the stock shaft, or the premium shaft, is it really worth the money? Based on that, between that and the larger grip, I mean, you have 10 shafts to swap out each time. I mean, that's what I do. I hit driver and I figure it out for a little bit. I hit it well, and then like 2 weeks goes by and I say, well, it's obviously not me. I'm going to switch out the shafts. And then I switch out the shaft, put a Band-Aid over it, maybe works for a little bit, and then I keep switching around, and I'll eventually find myself back to probably whatever I was using in the first place. But it's going to be, based on how I was hitting a large amount of those shots, you're going to have to claw that Newton out of my cold, dead hands. Sounds like I like the new driver. I mean, Qi4D should be here Friday. What'd you get for putt? Did you get the core model or the LS? Danko got one and loves his. I love this so far. All right, reacts. Eight down to 6. Not a bad ball. Obviously low spin. Not going nearly as far. Wasn't the best contact in the world. We'll hit a couple more. Based on that, definitely a bit stiffer, like you were saying, Flying Fat Kid. I don't feel like when I tried to step on that 50, the 50 blue, back here, as I was coming through, I'd lose it a bit. This definitely, with plus the 10 extra grams, seems a bit more stable. That's left. Not bad, though. For something like that, you would think 2,000 spin on the dot. That felt like that was going to be off the planet left. That's probably some more of the forgiveness of the head. Also, the larger grip slowing down my hands to where that would have been into the trees on the left, but the larger grip, I think, slowing me down is helping. May need to get freaking these jumbos on all my clubs next time I come across $140 to go spend on grips. Spin's almost knuckling. I like when I was hitting at my best, I like 2,000, I think, on the top end. I like cruising anywhere. If I can launch it high enough and keep the side spin down, I like anywhere from like 16 to 1,800. 16 obviously on the low side, 18 up to 2,000. Yeah, it's more forgiving and it stays in the air more, but I feel like my best ones that I've hit have been in the neighborhood of 1,600, 1,700, 1,800 over the past like year or so. All right, I guess that's the square then, because that's another 0-0. I don't know why that's happening. Feels like not bad. Definitely playable, but it feels like I need to put more into this shaft to get not quite as much out of it. It feels like I need to have a much better swing on it versus getting away with a lot more with the Newton. Low in the face. Why is that reading 0? Also low on the face. 156. These swings, though, like I was saying earlier on, like this allows me, granted it's a two-way miss, which isn't great, but this allows me to kind of just not aim off the tee box and just go down the middle. Because like I'm not really missing a ton of fairways. It's either a mishit fade or a mishit toe ball, but it's kind of staying to where I don't need to aim right into the trees to have it hopefully boomerang back. A little bit late on it. Like, I'm trying way harder. Let's put the Newton back in it and just see. I'm trying way harder for those. If you're out there watching and you were responsible for these two shafts and you know who you are, thank you again. Little swappy swap. Watch this be like a 275 baby draw. Back down the middle again. Back to the Newton. Yeah. They've been tired swings now for a little bit, Flying Fat Kid, but least I can do. Someone's kind enough, not only the driver you guys sent, someone's kind enough to send these things out. The least I can do is be a little bit sore tomorrow from taking too many swings. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not having a ton of fun hitting these. I just wish it didn't hurt. All right. Back to Z Newton. Moment of truth. Again, zero spin, but that was squared up again. It just feels so much easier to square up. That's like a similar swing, 156 ball speed, carrying 264. It feels like no matter if I get after it or I swing a little bit easier, it just squares itself up. A little bit late on it, but I mean, those swings I took with that Reax were low 150s. That's like probably 3-4 mile an hour difference on similar speed. Plus the forgiveness factor. Have a great community. Keep up the great work. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. But that's more about the community than it is me. Those numbers are a lot better on launch and spin. And again, this is 8 degrees down to 6. Like that's not exactly, that's not supposed to be an easy setup to be able to hit. And it feels pretty dang repeatable. Like, look at that. That's why I was like second guessing if those zeros were actually right. Because I've had a handful now under 100 RPMs. That's just dead straight. And I'm probably only swinging. I'm probably down closer towards like 100 mile an hour right now. Yeah, the dispersion's ridiculously tight. And it's one thing, I know I'm a broken record, but I guess deal with it. It's one thing if I'm putting good swings on it and the dispersion's tight, but these are not great swings. And it's seemingly much more out of the middle, despite being cold, tired swings, which is very, very, very promising when I'm like feeling like I have an extra gear on one of these days. Low on the face, right down the middle. Look at that. It's just one after another. 1800 spin, 270, 292, baby draw. I know it's a combination, but I'm trying to differentiate which is causing which. If it's the head, if it's the shaft, or it's the grip. Obviously, it's all three, but... And these are like swings where like I'm actively trying to draw it, and that's what I'm getting out of it. Yeah, it is a very forgiving. Yeah, where was this for Twisted Stroke? Tell me about it. Could have used the Newton. What was that? 2 days ago? Was that Monday? Go for 300, my son says. All right. I definitely can't carry it 300, but I can definitely get it over 300. Super finger blaster. I have 3 Ventus shafts, 2 Dynama, HZRDUS, 2 different Denali shafts. You're about to make me find a Newton shaft. No excuses for bad shots now. I know. I said the same thing. One of my family members got a brand new set last season of, what did he get? I always mix up Strixon and Mizuno. I think he got Strixon, the JPX hot metal, or is that Mizuno? I think he got those. Anyways, I was like, you're the guy now that has the brand new bag that if you're playing bad, it's you. And that's 100% the case now with Driver. All right, 300. Another 0-0. Too much spin to roll out to 300, but these feel like pretty decent contacts. So even if that's a spin misread, which I don't know why it would be, I haven't changed. These are the same exact balls I've been using. That's 266 rolling out to 284, almost 157. And it just seems like it's on repeat here. $81 RPMs a side spin. Still a little too spinny. I got to get it probably closer to like 275, 270, 275. That's 289. I probably need about 270 in the air with about 1800 spin for it to roll out past 300. I don't get it. They are a touch Healy, which is what I've been saying. And with the draw swing, I mean, it is possible. But that's probably 15-0 spins now. It feels good, but I don't know if I'm quite that good. But I wonder if it is maybe the metallic Newton messing with the square, possibly coming through with the light. By far the best looking shaft I've ever had. Not that that matters a ton, but .292, and that was with a fade. The ball came back and moved the camera a touch. That felt like kind of a pretty Healy miss hit too, and that's only got 300 RPMs. Too easy? I mean, I don't know. Could be honeymoon phase, could be placebo effect, could just be excited to have a fun new toy. But these aren't bad misses by any means, and these aren't bad drives. Eight RPMs a side spin. This one has the possibility. That's 1600 flying 270. Come on, get past 300. Go, 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 go. 299.7. I mean, we're bordering almost cheat code territory, it feels like. A little bit quick on that one. But that's still just into the rough. I know, it was close there. It was close. First tires you are, this is crazy. Can't wait to see fresh swings. I know, which is exciting. Like that feels like I'm swinging pretty hard to get these at this point, but it feels like these would be closer to maybe 75 in terms of speed, 75% type of swings, which means that's going to be like a pretty easy, pretty repeatable 160 ball speed, I would think. That was toey. You're worried about the torque on these motion shafts for me? I'm jealous and bored. Let's get FFK, hit some sling and draws. What do you mean, super finger blaster? We're worried about the torque. Sling blade Bobby Wade. I mean, I try to hit a big one. I'm trying to do these though, to be honest. Like I'm closing my stance down, which is how I like to set up to it. Sometimes I get too far that way, and then instead of a 15 spin access, that's a 40 spin access left. What do you mean about the torque? You saying like this isn't how I'm swinging? I'm maybe not in the right shaft or what? It's the new and fast motion 6 dot to be exact, with the Qi4D core model 8-degree head turned down to 6, which 6 degrees is not the most forgiving, generally speaking. Oh, okay, that's a misread. That was hit decent too. 6,800 spin. It's Dice Man, what's going on? Yeah, cheat code Rocket has been unlocked. $272 tight draw. That should be 300. 1,700 spin. 158. No. God, it's right there. 298. .5 torque. Well, for example, I mean, it's cold and I'm bundled up, so it is what it is. And I took a ton of these swings yesterday. But for what it's worth, for basically the entire summer, I had the 70-gram extra stiff HZRDUS low torque, low spin driver or shaft in it. So I'm kind of used to that, going to that to this. This just feels like it's kicking perfectly for how I'm swinging it. Like I'm getting a little bit extra out of it and I can still feel like I'm going after it. I just get that slight turn, which I like. Kid's dialed. The Newton's dialed. The 4-wheel drive is dialed. Newtonian physics. I mean, speed and distance aside, the more impressive part is this dispersion. It's pretty nuts, which granted, again, it's the club head as well. I was seeing that the other night. But when I was playing with Danko for Twisted Stroke, I was still using the 4D, and I was still spraying it. There's one after another. This is nuts. 78 RPMs a side spin. Another 290. These feel like these should be going about 275 total based on how I'm swinging these. Not almost 300. Can I hit a fade? I mean, I can try one. Honestly, I'm pretty... I've been doing these on repeat. I'm pretty happy with how I've been hitting these. I can try a fade. I had a couple laser beam fades as misses. Just weaken the grip a little bit. Open up the stance a bit. That's the problem with my fade. When I try to fade it, that's what happens. I don't know if I want to hit a fade, though, to be honest. Launch that 3 degrees more up and you have 280 carry. Literally just came across your channel. What's your goal here? Did you say you're playing a 6 degree head? Yeah, I am playing. Well, one, appreciate you stumbling across it. Hopefully we see you back, but pretty much go live every day. I mean, I don't really have a goal. My goal is just to do what I've been doing, carrying about 270, 275, rolling out to 300 on repeat. That's kind of the goal. But yeah, it's a 8 degree head. I have it turned down 2 degrees to 6. So it's 8 playing 6, which is pretty nuts. That's a fade miss. That's an open face for a fade. That's about all the fade I can do controllably, which is a draw, trying to hit a baby draw swing, and it turns out as a fade. Making sure I didn't jailbreak the square. All right, let's get back to that little flicky flick of the wrist, 270 draw. Healy. Now you got me opening my stance, I think. Draw swing, draw swing, draw swing. $162? 162? 275? Another spin, possible misread, but that did feel pretty good. 162, 294? 2,500 spin, though. Haven't seen that fade. Looking like he's back to 100. To be fair, I mean, that was hit pretty good. Whether it had 0, probably not. I don't know why. It must be the shaft. I have a feeling the reflective shaft is maybe messing with it. But regardless, that's 162. I came out here trying to say I wanted to hit 165, and that's the first one over 160, and we got it by 2 miles an hour there. And that didn't feel any different. Allegedly another one. That was lower toe. You guys are all officially on notice. I may jump into this long drive competition after all. Healy. 256 side spin, though. Carrying 262. That's a Healy miss. That's low in Healy. Going 289. Move pretty good. Can bet you can get to the 70s. The best I hit, it was like, I haven't cracked 170. I hit 169 twice, but that was like months and months ago. I'm coming back from a sports hernia, super finger, so like my right side is literally on fire right now. This is the first week I've been hitting driver in about, 15 yards offline, Healy miss. This is the first time I've been hitting driver the first week in about 2 months. But if I can't hit 170 with this setup, then I have no shot. It's also like 30 degrees in here. .270 fade. Commission ordering a Newton now. Loaded more on the right side, a bit more turn. Tried to turn a bit more, got a little quick on it, but Toei open face, a little late on it. It's crazy though, even these fades. That's a 15 spin axis fade. Obviously not a great shot. That's into the trees on the right. But with how open that face was, to still get 157 out of it with 270 carry. Almost feel like your chest goes over your right foot. Toei. Now when I feel like I moved too far off the ball. I felt better than that. I don't know if that had 900 on it. We're just speaking so highly of the square, too. Do have the GC3, technically. I guess I could bring it out. But then I'd have to realign everything. Don't listen to you. I'm trying. I appreciate the tips, I do. .160, 273. It's weird it's getting the backspin. That felt a bit low on the face. It's getting the backspin right. Just seemingly not, for some reason, not getting the spin, the side spin all the time. Toei. We still haven't got 300, have we? Oh. Had surgery on my wrist, had to rehab it. Started using the stack system after. Now, mid 170 ball speed, just cruising in 39. That's pretty dang good. You sound like Flying Fat Kid here. Flying Fat Kid's cruising at about 175. .392. That felt decent too. I mean, at this point, how well I've been hitting this, I'll get another freaking launch monitor somehow if the square doesn't like the Newton reflective shaft. That's how much I'm liking this. Run. Now I'm really trying to step on it to get to 300. Ball speed's creeping up. Trying to step on it and get a little bit quick on the release. .31 RPMs of right side spin. 155, 269. Now is an open face miss. This Discord group going. Train on a TrackMan at my home course. Just work on analytics. You have a garage with 10-foot ceilings? The most fun you can have without leaving home. That's even off balance, too. Like, these are turning into baseball swings at this point. That's still a baby draw. Just feels like clockwork. It feels like no matter what I do, it's just going to be that same result every time. That's what I mean. That's what it feels like. Probably sound like a broken record, but it's honestly super fun not putting even very consistent swings on it. And like seemingly no matter what I do, it's either that or the miss is a baby fade. Like no matter what I do. Too fast, too slow, release it too much, release it not enough. And it's just that every time. Like, that was late on the release too, and it's still 277 with 1500 spin. That one may do it. 300.9, baby. That's with a fade too. That's a 1500 RPM fade. Yeah, I don't have club speed with square. Yeah, I'm probably cruising around there. I feel like when it was warmer, it was 20 degrees warmer yesterday. I feel like I can creep up towards 115 on some good ones. Right there, though, I mean, that wasn't even a great smash, 155. For what it's worth, I did have, in 2022, I went to an indoor place that had a unicore, and I had a couple swings that were in the 120s when I was just swinging like an a-hole. So I think we maybe ended on that. As much as I want to keep swinging, I want to leave some in the tank, and we finally got 300, and it was with a miss hit, believe it or not. That was supposed to draw, and it was a tight fade. You don't understand the numbers? You saying in terms of why it's going so far with not enough ball speed? TNT tomorrow? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's all about the high launch, low spin is what it's about. I'm launching a 6-degree driver at 16, spinning at 1500, and assuming that the square had it even remotely close, 81 RPMs of side spin is basically nothing. So it basically started 1.8 right and essentially stayed on that line. So if you launch it high enough with low enough spin, it'll just go forever. We have a guy, C-Drum, who hits it like high 160s, low 170s, and he does the same thing outside. He just tries to launch it as high as he can with not as little as spin as he can, but like below the recommended 2000. Like I hit some of my best ones like that when I'm around like the 1600 to 1800. It's just enough to keep it in the air and stabilize it, but it cuts through the wind and then it rolls out forever. Because I got 23 yards of rollout on that, even with it flying 277. So they say like higher backspin, it'll keep it in the air longer and go further. Maybe that's true, but that's if you're probably closer down towards like a 12 launch. If you get it up to 16, that thing just goes forever. I'd like to see maybe more loft. I mean, I was just hitting some. I had it 8 degrees playing 8, and even the good ones were like 22, 23, 24, 2500, which for me is just too much. If I can control it, I would much rather be closer to 16 than 2300 personally, if I can just control it, because you just get that rollout. It's fun, fun talking about all this stuff. I by no means, there's people out there that have forgotten more about golf than I'll ever know, but over the years, I have picked up some knowledge and some best practices, but all that doesn't mean a whole lot if you got top of the line equipment that can put band-aids over all the stuff. Probably. I mean, on those, it's 6 degrees again. 8 playing 6. It's in the lower. I mean, I'm not lying. Hopefully you can see this, but 8 degrees, if that's, maybe you can see, it's sideways now, but it's an 8-degree head, and it's on the lower setting. I know it's dark over here, but it's definitely playing 6. And generally when I'm hitting it decent, I'm in the neighborhood of about 6 degrees up, somewhere in there, 6-7 degrees, attack angle up. So yeah, I'm opening the face. It's 8 down to 6, so the face is already 4 degrees open. Plus, I'm opening the face. So yeah, I'm probably delivering a good amount, which helping the launch, and then the 6 degrees is helping cut down on the spin, which is kind of the sweet spot. Appreciate you, Flying Fat Kid. This is fun. This will not be the last one for sure. I just wish hindsight, I should have not done that yesterday, and I would have felt way better today, and I could have gone after it. But very, very, very promising first results. That went honestly way better than I expected. I was going to put the shaft in it no matter what, and we were going to have fun hitting it. But I honestly did not expect that in terms of both distance, but mainly dispersion. That's pretty nuts. But I'm out of here. I'm going to go try to do some stretches. I still got to eat something, and I got to shower. Danko's probably playing, but if you're watching the replay, or you happen to be watching now, major, major thank you. Very, very grateful for both the driver head and the new shaft. Absolutely awesome. Couldn't be happier with it between the grip, the shaft, and the head. I think I'm right where I want to be in terms of equipment. Yeah, my ball flight is pretty high outside. Kamishu was in here before, was surprised, really across the bag. I hit irons really high, I hit wedges really high, and I hit driver really high. He was surprised, having played with me for 6-8 months on the simulator, it looks one way. And he was saying how Danko said the same thing outside. I have a pretty high ball flight across the bag. Not moon balloons, but I launched the ball pretty high. That was impressive. That was fun, Toast. That was fun. And I was like, I just wish I was back to 100%. I'm getting close, but I'm having so much fun hitting these. It's been a long time since I can just carry at 277 with minimal effort, and it seems to be on repeat. I don't know if I've ever done that, so I wish I could keep hitting for another 2 hours, and it seems like I would just keep doing that. But I should probably quit while I'm ahead, or in terms of being sore, quit while I'm slightly behind and not get more behind. But if you're newer, hit the subscribe button. I will be live tomorrow. I pretty much go live every single day. So I will be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're doing a 4-man scramble. We have like 30 guys going. We call it Thursday Night Thunder. So we have a bunch of different groups, 6, 8, 10 groups, whatever we have. We got like, appreciate you, Superfinger. We got like 6 groups, 8 groups going tomorrow, all 4-man teams competing for the same course record. So we're doing that tomorrow. Tomorrow night will be 6 p.m. Eastern, 4-man scramble, and I will be unleashing the Newton, hopefully doing a lot of that. Hopefully the baby draw, but hopefully a lot of that. But I appreciate you tuning in. Once again, thank you to who sent that out. Very, very kind, extremely generous, more than I deserve.
Thanks for the sub.
I will 1000% put it to good use for the best that I can and get a ton of use out of it. So you guys are the best. Can't thank you enough for the support, whether you're watching, commenting, you're a member, super chats, anything in between. But I'm out of here. Go check out Garbage Garage Golf. I think he's probably live doing something. There's some other guys going too. And if you guys want to watch some more sim golf, I developed a website called, you can either go to simgolftv.com or just simgolf.tv. And it's essentially a TV guide for all of us sim golfers. So if you're looking for other people to watch, whether they're doing speed training or playing, doing a tournament, anything else, you can see who's coming up, who's scheduled to go live, or who's live right now, and it'll bring you right to them, which is pretty cool. It works pretty good. So, Symphony Babysitter Entertainment, that was fun, Toast. You were here for most of it. Even if those, we had probably 10 or 15 0 side spins, even if those were misreads, these ones are proof that if that's picking it up, it's 81 RPMs a side spin. What about switching the ball? I mean, I'm playing the Maxfly Tour X, so these are really, really nice balls, and they're hot off the face anyways. Are you saying like the kind of ball or switching the individual ball? Because I have like a couple dozen down here, so I'm not using the same ball, but they are the same pattern ball. I haven't had, this is the only time I've ever had issues, or quote unquote issues. I honestly think it could be the reflective, the shiny, almost reflective metallic of the Newton, possibly throwing off when it's coming through the light, possibly reflecting. That could be throwing it off possibly, because I didn't have any issues with the other shafts. Handicap, I'm about a 5 outside. Try to get it down, maybe closer, maybe to like a 3 this year by the end of the year. But I'm about a 5 outside in the sim. I don't know, maybe like a +2 in the sim. Generally, you're like 5-10 strokes better. It seems to be the margin's a bit wider. If you're a higher handicap, you're probably 10-15 strokes better in the sim than you are outside. And then when you get down closer to like scratch outside, the handicap tightens up a bit more in terms of the sim. But call it a 5 outside, call it a scratch to +2 inside. You're a legend. Appreciate it, Chase. All right, I'm out of here. I'm bad at saying goodbye, but I got to wrap this up. We're pushing, we're past 9:30 here, going on 10 o'clock. So I'll be out tomorrow, 6 p.m. And then we'll go from there. See you on the next one.